If you ask most men in the United States of America, the general consensus would be that child support is complete bullshit. However, in my state of Michigan, it takes bullshit to a whole nother level. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, CAC in the Spotlight. And in this video presentation, we talking about child support and how it completely is not in men's favor or the children's favor in the USA. In fact, child support is ruining the lives of so many men, just like the man you see on the screen here. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over to two different YouTubers, and we are going to listen to their video as they discuss and critique child support and how it is currently enforcing dads by default to pay child support for children that are not theirs. So what we're going to do right now is turn this over to two different YouTubers, Chantel Simone and Pink Book Lessons, as they discuss and critique this atrocious, horrendous behavior that is being forced onto men who are being forced to pay child support for children are not theirs, because the state of Michigan, they enacted laws that forces men to become dads by default. So what we're going to do right now is listen to Chantel Simone, and we're going to give her a lot of time, y'all, because she really hits on some of the main points. Let's go.
If this is not the ghetto, I don't know what is. The more we have these conversations, hopefully the more we bring awareness to it. By bringing awareness to it, it shames the behavior. So it shames women who are pinning the belly on a man even though she knows he's not the dad.
We need to shame the women who pin babies on men, knowing that the men are not the fathers of those babies. What an awful thing to do to a man.
It will shame behavior like you stepping out on your marriage, you're stepping out on your husband, knowing that your husband is not the father of the child, but you still sit there and allow him to get an emotional bond with these children.
Yo, that's real talk there, y'all. A lot of women don't think of it this way. You allow these men to develop this emotional attachment with these children, knowing that these children do not belong to that man biologically.
When you know he's not the father of the children, that's just pure evilness, and we can't continue to overlook it. But at the same time, expect men to step up and be the leaders.
Yeah, we can't overlook this. You know what? Black women, modern women, y'all want men to lead y'all, protect y'all, want to be with y'all. How? Why would a man want to be with you if you can't even protect him in this capacity when you want to pin a baby on him that is not his, knowing that the laws in the USA, especially in Michigan now, are totally corrupt and not in the favor of men? How will men ever want to choose you?
We always say, well, men aren't protecting and men aren't leading. How can they lead a group of women who are giving them jacket? Who are participating in paternity fraud with no consequences?
For real.
Y'all pay attention to this video. It's Michigan law forces dads by default to pay child support. This is crazy.
It is crazy.
Let her
dads
get the
by
man
default.
she laid down with the pay for. He goes free. I never even slept with her.
He never even slept with her, but he is forced to pay child support. Psh, get real, y'all.
It's happening to men across Michigan. They are being forced to pay child support as dads by default.
Doesn't matter. If the men can prove the children are not theirs, Michigan law makes them pay anyway.
But tonight, 7 Action News reporter Kim Russell tells us
it doesn't matter if the man can prove that he is not the father. Michigan law forces him to pay child support anyway. Big up yourself, Yardy. Thank you so much for coming in with your heavy hand.
Y'all getting that? Y'all getting that? It doesn't matter. Listen, even if the man proves that the child is not his, in Michigan, the laws will still force that man to pay child support. Why? Because there is this law, dads by default. Now, if this ain't some bullshit, y'all, if this ain't some fucking bullshit, listen, so if y'all wondering why men are leaving the USA in droves to go find better options overseas, look at the laws. Dads by default. What? On my channel, we done talked about Tyrese and how he has been raped in the family court system, being forced to pay $630,000, was it a month, to his ex-wife's legal expenses. Now look what's happening in the family court system when it comes to child support. It's ridiculous, y'all. Young men, listen, I don't know what to tell the young men other than stay clear from these women, okay? Go overseas.
Let's continue and then I'll read that.
Maybe about to change.
Most people think you either have to adopt or conceive a baby to become legally responsible for a child. Under Michigan law, that is simply not how it works.
That sounds right, y'all. You gotta conceive a baby or adopt a baby. Under Michigan law, what?
I was the father by default.
These four men came to the 7 Action News studios to raise awareness. You could become dad
Crazy.
by default. There are a couple ways it happens. Pastor Edward Mack says his previous wife had 3 children. He left them as his own. Then he realized 2 of them were not biologically his.
So this pastor had children with this woman, right? And they lived together, and he's just thinking they got this lovely, happy family, right? And then he came to the light that 2 other children are not biologically his. This is a pastor we talking about, y'all. Wow, this brother's sleeping with the demons. Sleeping with the devil.
You must have been so
Can you
awkward.
imagine?
It was a hurting
Pastor,
time.
you know?
I don't even really want to
Pastor.
talk about it because it brings tears to my eyes.
How embarrassing that is. A pastor of the church who know that 2 of his 3 children aren't his. Not only
2 of 3 are not his. Yeah, man, this brother's walking around with his face like so low to the ground. Wow, you talk about bringing shame to a man, disrespecting a man's his appearance value, his legacy to this world. This man is supposed to be a man of God, leading the community and spiritual health. And his wife, you know, the person who's supposed to have his 6, has been stepping out of their matrimony, getting her back blown out, and now she's got 2 additional children that are not this pastor's children. Yo, God bless you, man. God bless you.
only that, let's think of the children, the siblings. Y'all grow up together, y'all create a bond only to find out that y'all don't share the same daddy. That's just pure evilness. Madara said that's
Evil.
the worst law I've ever heard. Listen, I don't even know like who
Amen
came
to
up
that.
with this law, who signed for this. Like,
Who came up with this bullshit? I mean, yeah, that's a good ass question, Chantel Simone. Who came up with this bullshit ass law and who signed it, man? Who signed this bullshit? Who said that it is okay to just steal a man's money? I guess, you know what? This is definitely a feminist driven agenda, okay? Definitely you can see it, right? If it's anything that has to do with, disempowering a man or taking his financial resources, that's feminist right there. That's a feminist movement right there. Because men are somehow oppressing women. And women complain and talk all this shit about men have much more freedoms and liberties. And they're being oppressed by patriarchy in the USA. How? How can women still live under that fucking lie with what's going on right now with these brothers in Michigan? These brothers have lost their freedoms. These brothers are being forced to pay for children that are not theirs. Women, listen to me. If you want men to be good to you, do right by you, come back to you, y'all are going to have to speak up, stand up like Chantel's doing right here and be that spark that causes the change. Because this is complete bullshit. Bullshit.
like, why is this a thing? That's by default, even though paternity test said 0.00%.
0.00%, and he's still the dad by default. Crazy, y'all.
That shows y'all how much they do not care about men in the West.
They do not care about men in the West. And this is why men are going overseas in droves to find better opportunities and better women. It is what it is. Feminism fucked everything up.
How little they think of men. Y'all obligated to take care of the kids, even though it's proven that you're not the father. Let us continue.
Sorry for getting teary-eyed.
Pastor Mack says the betrayal led to divorce. He was
I hear him. Betrayal, man. That is a deep, stabbing emotion that no man ever wants to feel. And once he feels it, he will never forget it. He will never forget it. He will carry that betrayal with him until the day he died. You are supposed to have that man's back, but you betray him like this? Women, y'all need to wisen up and listen to what I'm saying and other people are saying to you. Y'all dropping the ball. Y'all fumbling the whole damn game.
was shocked when the judge told him because he was married, he became dad by default. He had to pay
Married and became a dad by default. And what else?
support for another man's children.
He has to pay support for another man's children.
Let her pay for him. Let her get the man she laid down with to pay for him. He goes free.
And slept with her. I got a lawsuit when I was young, and she basically just said, that's the money I'm going to get. And she got it.
Reginald Whitlow, Anthony Sims, and Carnell Alexander have similar stories. They say women named them out of nowhere.
Women named these three men out of nowhere, and because they named these men out of nowhere, those women were granted child support. Bullshit.
In 2014, 7 Action News told Carnell's story and found the mother. She said she was told in order to get welfare benefits, she needed to name a father. She knew he wasn't the dad, but wrote down his name anyway.
Y'all hear that? She knew he wasn't the dad, but she put his name down anyway. Did y'all see the results? Rewind it back a little bit, okay? What? Rewind it back a little bit. Let's go.
Needed to name a father. She knew
0.00%. Y'all hearing? Y'all seeing this? You see this shit that writes on the paper, y'all. 0.00% that this man is that child's father, but the bitch still got support.
he wasn't the dad, but wrote down his name anyway.
Everything is my fault that I put him through.
Do you think that he should have to pay this money?
No.
So, you know what? She admitted it. She's holding herself accountable. And she just said that she does not believe that this man should pay the child support, okay? So, listen, if this woman feels this way, why is it that Michigan is not doing something to refund that man's money that he has paid for these children that is not his?
To get welfare benefits, she had to put a father. She had to list a father on the birth certificate to get welfare benefits. These demonic women just wanted the government money and the child support money, so they don't care about the consequences.
That's true. They just want. They don't care about the consequences. You know why? Because there are no consequences for women in the USA when they get out of line, when they when they abuse men.
They don't care about how it affects the man's life or their children's life. They wanted to get some welfare benefits, so they just choose a random man and put him down as the father. Why is that even legal?
That's a good question. Why is that even legal, y'all? Why is it even legal? Now, though, is I'm going to go to Pink Book Lessons and let her take y'all over to another minister who was sharing his experience about being forced to become a dad by default. Ain't that some bullshit? Let's go.
Today we have a story out of Detroit where a husband and wife, they've been going through it thanks to this horrible system where a woman was allowed to walk into the court.
Pause. Big up to the D. Y'all know what it is.
Put this man on her child support papers, but there was just one problem. He never met the baby. He never even met the mother.
You hear that shit? He never met the baby. He never met the mother. Again, another man who ain't never got none of that box, but he's got to pay for a child. That is not his. Bullshit.
Didn't know her. Never spoke to her. No contact with her whatsoever.
You know what, y'all? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link both these YouTube videos into my description section down below. Y'all check them out if I want to hear some more, because I think I've said enough. But I think right now we can see that the child support system in Michigan is completely fucked up. It's lopsided. It's tilted. It is definitely favoring women over men, and I don't understand why. I thought child support and the family court system was there to not only protect the child's well-being, but protect the family. Isn't it called family court law? Why is it that the family court law does not respect the family, but what it does is continue to siphon money from men? Why is it? And that's what it's all about, y'all. They hide under the banner that they're taking child support because these children need men's money. No, it's not. This whole goddamn thing is a fucking gimmick. It is a guise. What it is that you got these lawyers and these attorneys working hand in hand, and the judges working hand in hand to force these men to pay their money into a system that will give the judges and the lawyers top dollar off rips. And all the breadcrumbs they're going to give to the children, okay? So that's some complete bullshit. So the question that Chantel Simone asked at the beginning of this presentation is, how is this law even a thing? How is it even a thing? Why are men not valued and protected in the Western world. And I have my theories as to why this law has become a thing. And it is this: women do not stand up for men when men are being mistreated in this fucked up system in the USA, especially in Michigan. I have people in my close proximity in the USA who have been in similar situations. I even have family members who have been in similar situations. And not one person in my family ever stood up to speak against the corrupt system in the USA that needs to be modified, and it needs to be more protective of men and men's rights. Men have no rights when it comes to the family court system in the USA, especially in Michigan, as you just saw. Dads by default, my fucking ass. Lawmakers, okay? Judges, attorneys, y'all know that y'all working y'all agenda right now, okay? I'm talking to y'all. Y'all know y'all got some insidious agenda at work, and y'all want to keep that agenda going. Why? Because if you can keep women and men fighting one another, you can always ensure yourself that you are going to have somebody to funnel some money into your broken court system. I thought court system was supposed to be fair and impartial, right? I thought the family court laws was supposed to be about the family, right? Okay, but it's not. Again, like I said, y'all, like I just told y'all, this whole system is all about getting a man's money. So again, women, this is calling y'all to stand up and start speaking out against this abuse that men are having to suffer and endure through in the USA. Look at men as being human beings first, and fathers. These are fathers, they're men, these are your sons, these are your uncles, these are your brothers, these are your cousins.